Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a question, comment thing that I've been kind of wondering about, something we've had quite a few examples of over the past few years, something we've been really hyped over as of late, and that is comebacks. What the heck is a comeback? Especially in the internet age. Back in the day, when bands would break up and then reform after an extended period of time, it would seem that that would be a comeback. But now, with the internet and social media and just the idea of the hype cycle being the central force when it comes to album sales and buzz building, not only do labels like to sell the idea of a comeback, but audiences really like to buy into it too. Oh my god, this artist hasn't put out an album in a long time, it's a comeback! Question, do you necessarily need to break up as a band in order to have a comeback? Like, let's say it took you 20 years to come out with your next album, but you never formally broke the band up, or really even stopped hanging out, or writing music. It just took you a real long time to come out with the new album. Or what if the band broke up or was put on hiatus for just about a year or 2 years and then came out with a new album immediately after the reformation? Is the album that took a few years for the band to release more of a comeback album than the album that took 20 years to be released just because the band formally broke up? And what happens if you're a single person and not a group of people? Do the same rules still apply? What about Justin Timberlake? It took him a while in order to come through and actually put out a new full-length album, which of course he did this year, but before he actually put out the 2020 Experience, it's not really like he left the public eye. In fact, Justin stayed pretty popular through regular appearances in Saturday Night Live and some pretty popular movies. Or what about groups like Boards of Canada, who had a very large gap of time in between their latest album and their previous album, and in the midst of this time period, it's not like they made heavy use of social media, interacting with their fans at every waking moment. Though they did engage their audience in building up some buzz once they had a new album to present, there are some artists out there who really feel like in between album releases kind of drop off the face of the planet, which is absolutely fine. I just think in the instance that the artist is actually popular and has some previous successes in their back catalog, their return to putting out more music and maybe using some social media too in the process makes them being back even more exciting, because a lot of newer artists out there who are up and coming and really trying to make a living in the music industry, it seems that their success is incredibly dependent on them not only putting out as much music as they possibly can, but interacting with their fans as much as they possibly can too, through Twitter and Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube as well. So at this point now, has the internet sort of changed the nature of the comeback? Are people getting excited for new albums coming out as if they are comeback albums when they're really not? Let's even take the new Daft Punk album, for example. While Daft Punk was never that far away from the limelight, I mean, they just put out that Tron soundtrack too before the release of Random Access Memories. When they put out Random Access Memories, it was almost as if they had been gone for a pretty long time. Sometimes not hearing a new studio album from a particular artist and maybe only hearing EPs from them, soundtrack stuff, other various projects can be kind of frustrating. So at this point, your thoughts, what is a comeback? For all the bands out there, would breaking up and reforming for the release of every new album be a good marketing move? What are the rules, regulations, and must-haves for a comeback? Does the internet love and obsess over comebacks a little bit too much? Expect a bit too much from comeback records? What do you think? Let me know. Thanks. Anthony Fantano. Comebacks forever.